Guys, how's it going? We're gonna do a cleanup. Prospector Russell's Miller table gave me as a gift. Let's see how that thing works, you guys. There we go. Let's take a look at this Miller table. It's made by Prospector Russel right there. Check it out. He even got his name engraving on there, Prospector Russell. This man is a very talented man. You can check out the design. It looks really good. Looks like a really good design. I have it set up. He also added these little adjustments, you know, for your level adjustments and stuff. But I'm not using it today. Today I have it sitting right here on the tub right here. But let's take a look around and check out the setup. I got some classifiers right here with a piece of wood. He added back here another little knob you can twist up and down for your level, your angle. So I think that's about all we need. So I already kind of ran it a little bit just to test it out, just to get the water flowing, get the setup. First, I'm gonna explain a little bit about how this Miller table works and how it's used. And you know, we'll run it down and see, you know, how this works and stuff, and we'll test it out. But first of all, I wanted to add, you have your adjustments right here for your hose and all that stuff. But right in here, about in the middle, you can see right there, he has a piece of wood that comes across, and it only goes about so far up, I'm thinking. So on this side where the water fills up, there's a reservoir in there, and that reservoir fills up with water, and it'll flow over that piece of wood. There's another second reservoir right here that fills up. It'll fill up in there, and then you can see, let's take a look in there. That water will fill up right in there. And he added this black strip right there, right behind this plate. It drops, it has a little bit of a drop. I'm thinking maybe a 1/4 inch drop. So that water will fill up inside of there, and it'll start to flow out really smooth. The idea of this is to use it with black sands. You want to use this with your black sands. Excuse me. But here's the concentrates I have already from yesterday's trip at the creek. I still need to classify this down. You don't want to use it with all these little pebbles and all these little rocks. You mainly want just black sand, because the idea is it's to catch all the gold, the very fine small gold that you won't even see in the pan. So what this does, it spreads your black sand across. We'll be doing that here in just a few. And the black sand will drop right off, and the gold will fall out, and it'll stick. Once that gold sticks to the mat and it touches, it'll stay there and it'll stick. I believe he used a plexiglass type, but and kind of scuffed it up a little bit. You know, we don't want the oil-based mark stuff all over it. So it wouldn't be a bad idea if I went and got like a 320 grit or something and kind of lightly sanded it down. But when he came and dropped this off to me, we used it a little bit. It held on to a little bit of gold right here. So we're gonna get this tested. I'm gonna classify all this down to the very, very fine small black sand, and then we'll run it. We'll check this out, you guys. Sitting right here in the morning, got the Midwest Gold Fever cup. Drinking some coffee right now in the morning, so that's a good thing. Right on. Thank you, Tom. Let's get this rolling, guys. I'm not gonna show the classification on camera, but I'm gonna classify this down to a very small classification. Not that one right there. It's gonna be smaller than that. I'm gonna put the bigger material in this, and we'll leave the small stuff in here. And then we'll go from there. Okay, there we have it. I got all the bigger pebbles and all the bigger rocks and stuff, you know, in that pan right there. That's all the small stuff that's gonna be ran on the table. But I wanted to give you guys a look. I went and panned this back and kind of messed around with it. There's a couple pieces of gold in there. You can see right there. They're pretty decent. They're small. That might have just been something, you know, that made it through the classifier, or that may have been stuck to one of these rocks or something. Perfectly fine, but you know, there we go right there with that. And also we had a bunch of lead in there. There was all kinds of lead, bigger ones, small ones, but that's that. We'll start up the machine and we'll get that rolling. Matter of fact, let's go on ahead and start that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and start it. I have a speed controller right here. So I can control the speed, the velocity of the water and stuff. We'll turn it on really low at first at the 9 volts. That's the lowest it'll go. You can see it's not pushing any water, so we'll turn it up. We'll get that water flowing in there. You can see I already did throw some jet dry in there, so that way none of that gold will float right off the water. Right now seems to be rolling pretty good. We got the water going across. You can see right here on this side, I might need to adjust the level a little bit. Typically what you want to see on the Miller table is you want to see something that's like this. You barely can tell that the water's flowing over, that you want a slower speed on that. That right there, you can see the water moving and stuff. That might be too fast. It still could push the gold. The gold won't flow right off. It'll scoot, and it'll start scooting and sticking. You'll see it. We'll run this and we'll check it out. But right now I think it probably could use a little bit of adjustment. You can see we got water coming off right there. Typically on a sluice, the water comes off. You don't want that on the Miller table. You want slow running water. It's a slower running process. It's a lot of fun. I like watching black sand flow down off of things like this, but it's a lot slower. So but it does catch the gold. It should hold everything right up in here, all the smallest of the gold. So let's take a look at that. Let's come around to the side here. We are leaking right here. You can see down in there. We got some leaks in there. So that's not a big deal. It's not a biggie or nothing. What I think it just needs so far in here, I'm just gonna, next time, I'm gonna get this dried out and, clean it up. And I'm gonna silicone all these seals right here. There's openings in there. I don't know if you can tell where this water's leaking out of, but right up in there, you can see, I think it can use some silicone. It'll seal that, it'll take care of that leak problem. So I have the tub under there right now, and just now you can see I've been running it, just a couple minutes I've been running it. There's quite a bit of water already filled in there, which is not a big deal. I may need to speed it up, or just do some adjustments, the water level, the level and stuff, the pitch. So, all right, guys, let me get this going, do some adjustments, and then we'll check it out. Here we go. I did a little bit of adjustments. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. The water's nice and smooth, running right over that table right there. So we'll check it out. We'll grab a spoon right here. Now, like I was saying, it's meant for black sands. I do have some light sands in here. Then things will wash down really fast. But what you need to do is make sure you spread it evenly across the top. We'll show you right here. You don't really need much. It doesn't take much. The gold should hold. And you can see all that black sand will drop right off. That's what we want to see. And there we have it. That might already be a piece of gold right there. We'll see. Now, we may need to work with the speed and the level still. I'm just throwing some scoops in here. You don't need much, these guys. It's a slow running process. But really, that's all. And you can see, there we go. That material is going down slow. Just like it should. And the idea is for no gold to roll off. It's supposed to hold on to the gold. You can see, let me get in there again, these guys. We do have a piece of gold right there. So, and it's not moving. And then when you start getting it into the heavy sands, and the sands will, hold there, I think it might be running a little bit fast. That black sand should have went down a little bit slower because you want to get a brush or a card or something, and you can move that black sand around, push it back up. It allows the gold to drop out of the black sand, and once it touches that mat, it'll stick and it'll continue to drop that black sand down. You can see we're still holding on to the little piece of gold right there. Let's grab another spoon, you guys. A little bit more on this one, maybe. Check that out. And I'll gather up all the sands and I'll gather up everything here at the end, and I'll pan that out and see what type of losses we have compared to what it's holding on to. But I think that's not running too bad. Let's drop another one on there. You can see I got the gold. I can see it already. It's dropping down. That's not a good sign. You can see the gold right there. Now, like I was saying, it might be my pitch. I could be running a little bit fast. I'm having a problem here. I'm struggling. I threw a couple more scoops in there. I did some more adjustments. I was messing with the back, trying to level it, trying to get my angle and stuff. And you can see my pitch is not a lot at all. I'm almost pretty much straight. But as I was adjusting it right here on the knob, it came off, the knob came off on me. So I think it'd be a good idea, maybe drop some super glue in there or something, you know, so that way when you're messing with this and you're trying to screw it in, or you know, get your pitch up or down, this is supposed to adjust it. And you can see I have it screwed all the way on, and as I'm messing with it, it just twisted right off of that. So and also my tub is almost full of water. It's leaking a lot. I dropped a couple more spoons on there, and all the gold I was holding, I had about 7 pieces already sitting right here, and it just washed right off. So I'm also thinking I need to do scuff this up a little bit more, make it a little bit more rough. You know, I think it's too smooth still. That's perfectly fine. It is new, so it's just like seasoning your pan. You gotta also season this up. But I got a little, maybe that's not gold. That might be a piece of lead or something right there. But I don't have any more gold sitting on the mat. So before I finish this sand up, this cleanup, I'm not gonna run it on that. I believe I'm just gonna lose it all in there anyways. Gold Putz also did a video of the same one. It worked for him. It held onto his gold. He was catching it. Now, it could be this one was the first one that Prospector Russel had made. The second one being made, you know, it's going to be a little bit better. And then as you make more, you'll get them better and better. So I believe Gold Putz maybe has the second one that's made. It ran really good. Held on to his gold. But as of right now, I still think this one needs a little bit more work on it. So I'm going to put some caulking, or I'm going to put some under there to stop the leaks, and then I'm going to drop some super glue on that for that. And then I'm also going to look for a different setup. I'm going to find something more solid so I could use these legs and adjust. But as of right now, you guys, I think I'm going to be done using this. I'm probably going to pull out the gutter sluice. We'll finish that off. But overall, I really do think it's a good running machine. It's pretty well built, really well made. But like I was saying, I still think it needs some stuff that needs to be added. Um, like stopping the leaks and stuff. But all right, guys. Overall, I really think this was a pretty good, well-made product. I don't know if he's gonna mass produce these. GoPutz also doesn't know. I think it'll be a great idea if he did. You know, work in the tweaks, make sure there's no leaks. You know, and it'll also be a good idea maybe if he can make like an instruction manual. You know, for your pitch and exactly what somebody else would go off of a reference or something, to, your pitch level, your angle and all that stuff. And I think it'll be a great running machine. So I'm going to do some work on that. And then we'll run it again in a future video. I do believe that thing will work and it's going to work great. Thank you, Russell, for that. I appreciate that, brother. I love you. Right on for that. All right, man. But right. I'm gonna run the buddy. I mean, not the buddy. I'm gonna run the gutter sluice. And then we're gonna finish that cleanup, and then we're gonna see what we got. But I really didn't want to set everything up and really, take the time to do all that. But so I figured, you know what? Why not? I'm gonna do a cleanup video of panning. So here we go. We got a scoop in there. We're gonna just do some panning, see what we got. Look at some gold. Nice and relaxing. It should be a good cleanup. I did really well at the creek yesterday. As a matter of fact, I found one of the biggest flakes I have found yet on that creek. So we should be looking at some really good gold in here once we get it all cleaned up. I don't know exactly how many pounds it'll take me to get this clean, but shouldn't be too bad. Here we go. It's a nice day again here in Colorado. 60s again, but it's windy, really windy out there. I did want to make this video outside today, but due to the wind and stuff, kind of messed all that up. It's fine. The spot I was at yesterday, I'm definitely gonna go back there. It's actually producing consistent gold. Every pan that I did had good gold in it. So in theory, if every pan has the gold that it was having in the pan, I fill up a whole bucket with that same classified, same size material. I was getting maybe 7 or 8 pieces of gold in each pan. Now, if you times that by however many pans you can have in a full 5-gallon bucket, I wasn't making them full, but should be a really good cleanup, in theory. I like using the black pan when I do my panning cleanups. A lot of people really don't because you can't see the black sands too much, but it absolutely holds on to the gold really well. And plus the black and the gold, it stands out in the view of the camera. It's better for pictures. Let's give a quick one real quick, these guys, and see what this first one is holding. And then I'll go ahead and set the camera up. And then I may do some speed up, some slowing down, speed up the camera, maybe, slow it down. But I'm gonna pause the mute my volume for a little while, play some music. But I want to give a look in here, see what we're looking at. Can't tell if that's gold in there yet. The glare in here in my basement, never I can really get it well. But we'll do a quick one, see if there's anything in there. All right, yeah, there's a couple pieces in there. You can see right there, there's a piece, one right up in there. Another good little bit bigger one right there. So I'm gonna figure out a way, guys, set up this camera. I don't have the tripod still, so we're gonna set up the camera and then we'll get panning, enjoy the music, and then I'll keep coming in and showing these guys and keep, you know, coming back and forth and showing the gold. It should be really good. But all right, enough of the talking, let's get to it. show you what I did recover from just the panning. It's pretty good. Let me just turn this out around. Okay, here we go. Check that out. You can see, compared to my normal cleanups, these pieces here are a lot bigger. I was getting these bigger flakes, and they started to get bigger as I was going a little bit deeper in the spot I was at. So that's why I'm definitely going back, and I'm gonna continue to dig right there, and I'm gonna continue to do some test pans. It keeps on producing, and it keeps on producing really good, just like that. That's a really good, decent cleanup. That's not including what I may have lost, or what I know I did lose off of the miller table, still sitting in there. I'll pull all that out, and I'll recover all that, and I'll rerun it, maybe throw it in the buddy and run it in there. But I do want to gather up that golden that was sitting on the miller table already. It was some pretty good, decent pieces, which will also add to that. That's a really good cleanup. Check out them pieces. So overall, you guys, I think that miller table would be a great running table. It just needs a little bit of stuff, work on it. Gold Putz is one, worked better than mine's. So I don't know what I did wrong, or I don't believe I did anything wrong as far as my pitch, as far as my angle and everything. But I believe the leak in it had somewhat to do with it, messing it up. And also it's, it was mainly the leak that was, that was a problem. So and then the surface of the table still, I still think I need to scuff it up a little bit more, make it a little bit more, just a little bit more rough. But overall, it's a really great running table. Thank you, Prospector Russel. I appreciate you. So let me know, you guys, in the comments what you think could be done with it, what you think I could do with it, as far as my angle and my everything I need to do. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys for coming along. It was a great cleanup. I will be going back to that spot again to finish it up. Like I was saying, it's consistent gold and it's producing consistently. So this is a spot that I can probably stick around at for a little while, clean it up, see if I can get all the gold out of there. It should be pretty good. All right, guys, thank you for coming along. 5280, everybody. On the next one.